Hi and welcome along to AFTV. We are live here today in the studio looking ahead to the fixtures that are going to be coming out at 9 o'clock. We've already kind of had a little sneak preview, right? So we have a little inkling, right? But we will be revealing at 9 o'clock what Arsenal's fixtures are going to be for the season 2024-25. Joining me to discuss it, I've got my brother, as you can see, Laurie, on at my right hand side, and we got Cecil in the building as well. Turkish is always also on his. What did you? Listen,
was that a Freudian slip or what?
That was actually a slip. I wasn't going to say he's always late, right? I was going to say he's also on the way, right? He's caught. He's actually round the corner, but he's caught in a load of traffic, and I was actually caught in that traffic on Holloway Road as well. It's awful, absolutely. Anybody who goes to an Arsenal football match, you would know what Holloway Road is like for traffic. So he's caught on that, but he's going to be joining us in a few minutes' time. But guys, we're here to discuss the fixtures, looking ahead to it. Big season it's going to be for Arsenal, of course. You know what I mean? For the last two seasons, we've come very, very close to winning the league, especially last year, but haven't been able to do it. This season. Big season for Mikel Arteta, big season for Arsenal. And it's always very important to get off to a good start. And it's going to be really important, this fixture list. What are you looking for, Cecil, on these fixtures? What is the thing that you're looking for? How would you like it to play out?
I think the first thing I look for when I'm looking at when the fixtures be released, the first couple games, obviously you're running, how you start the season, who you're playing, hopefully it's favourable. I heard you on DI yesterday saying you never want a newly promoted side, because they're always up for it. It's going to be
newly promoted side away from home.
Exactly, you never want that.
It's always tough, yeah.
So I look at the running as you start the season, and then the final running as well. Because nowadays, we're back challenging. You want to look at the final running to see who you got. Is it favourable? Can you go on and win the league towards the end of the season? And then, obviously, the standout ones: Spurs away. When's that? Got to look at that one for safety reasons, and understand, that's a big game. Just got to know when about the season that is.
I thought you was a G.
I am. I've been doing
G. What?
But Spurs away, we always have trouble. So Spurs away, I actually look at Chelsea away as well, and then Man United and Liverpool. Liverpool away is always a tough one. But the one I do look at now as well, Rob, it's different now. But Man City away and home is now something that I've changed my mindset and look at. That's kind of where my eye draws, because that's the competition right now. So I want to know if we get them early or towards the end, and how important that game is. I know how big it is. So that's what my eyes are drawn to. North London derbies, the London teams, then City, home and away.
What about you, Laurie? What are you looking for?
Similar. I kind of break it up into three parts. The first one is that you want a home game, right, as your first game, a winnable game. I mean, they're all winnable, but you know what I'm saying. And then you look at the early start, then you kind of veer towards the Christmas, New Year's period. Yeah. And then, as Cecil said, you kind of focus on the running, because hopefully you'll be involved in the running. And then in between that, you're looking for some of the big hitters when we're playing those games, the Tottenhams, the Man City, Man United, Chelsea, teams like that. So yeah, I'm excited, man.
I'm trying to think. I'll wait last two seasons. Were we away first?
Yeah. What I was going to do is let me just give you our last season. These were our first 5 games of last season, and we got off to a great start last season. We played Nottingham Forest at home as our first game. Then we went away to Crystal Palace, which on paper was a tough game, but we got a win in that. Then we were at home against Fulham, home against Manchester United, and went away to Everton. So those are our first 5 games last time round. And then of course,
we didn't lose any of them, did we?
No, we didn't. We drew with Fulham though.
Yeah, I remember.
In that, you know what I mean, and that would probably prove costly later on. But and then looking at the running at the end of the season, I'm just scrolling through it. The running, as we all know, was quite a difficult running. Let's say the last 6 games of that running, it was Aston Villa at home. Then we went away to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Then we were at home to Chelsea, away to Tottenham, home to Bournemouth, away at Manchester United, and home at Everton. That was quite a tough running, because even though we did pretty well in that,
we didn't lose any of those games either.
We lost only to Villa. It was the Villa game, the 2-0 defeat to Villa at home. But, that was a hard run-in because they had to go away to Manchester United, away at Tottenham, had Chelsea at home in that as well, and Villa. So it's going to be interesting to see what the run-in is. Also, I think another thing that we always look at is that Christmas period.
Yeah. Because
that Christmas period can always be a sort of tough time to negotiate. You have a lot of games coming at you all at once over that Christmas period as well. So let's just see.
Last year we was all right because we didn't have we didn't have a New Year's Day game, and we didn't have a New Year's Eve game. I think it was the 29th we played.
We had a New Year's Eve game.
Oh, it was New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. Sorry, but it was New Year's Day.
Last Christmas, this was sort of the Christmas period. Starting off 17th of December, we had Brighton at home. Then on the 23rd of December, just before Christmas, we had to go away to Liverpool. Then on the 28th of December, we had West Ham at home. Lost that game, remember, 2-0. And then, 30th of December, we went away to Fulham and we lost that game as well. Remember that?
That's when everyone was. That was it.
The Christmas period was really tough, and then after that we bounced back in the new year. So those 3 periods are going to be things that we're going to be looking for to see how they sort of pan out this time round. And it's important to get off to a good start, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And like I said earlier, hopefully you want a home game. Without being too disrespectful, you want a team that you consider, yes, we should ought to win that game. You know what I mean? So, but as Cecil said, you kind of do want to avoid a newly promoted side, especially away from home as the first game, because that could be the kind of hard game that you wouldn't really want to be your first game.
Yeah, most games are tough. Most games are tough in the Premier League, so getting a favourable first game, I mean, I don't even know what clubs you're looking at that you want really to set off your campaign, but...
Well, like you said, listen, I said it yesterday, I was over on DR Sports, and I said it then that I always think the last thing you want, listen, you could get your big, tough games of your Cities and United aways and Liverpool aways and things like that. Those are tough, right? But I also feel the last thing you want right at the start of the season is a newly promoted team away from home. Let's just say, for instance, first game of the season, you've got to go away to Ipswich. That's tough because they're going to be pumped up. It's going to be adrenaline flowing. You know what I mean? They will play out of their skin. Whereas if you go and then say play Ipswich away in say, I don't know, October, November, by that time the reality of the Premier League is starting to hit those teams. You know what I mean? They might have suffered a few defeats. Now it's not just a free hit when you're playing Arsenal. Now, you know what, we've had a few defeats. We need to get a win to sort of get ourselves back on track, or we need to dig in for a draw or whatever. But when you play them early that's why you see a lot of shock results sometimes from them newly promoted teams. And I remember the most famous one we had was when we had to go away to Brentford. Yeah. Remember? Yeah, we went away to Brentford, newly promoted Brentford.
Mitigating circumstances though as well. There was injuries, there was COVID, there was people out.
I remember, right, going into that stadium that day, right, and thinking, Jesus, man, it's like the bird about the atmosphere. Like, the place was popping. Their fans were so up for it, and then their team was so up for it. We weren't up for it enough on that day, and we got done. Yeah. And then that was actually that season. It was a hard start because if you remember rightly, it was that
the free
then
games.
We had to have Chelsea at home, and Chelsea were flying at the time. Right, and we lost to Chelsea. Then we had to go away to City, and we lost that. We ended up losing our first 3 games after a horrendous start. So
I think it was Norwich after that as well, and then
we had Norwich, and then we pulled it back. Yeah, and even then, you know, so
it was still a tough one. But no, that is interesting. That is interesting. The fact, it's the run-ins. It's the first start of the games, and the one. So last season, you said we started at home, and we had a good season. The season before that was that the Palace away. The first game of the season when the TV they want us to lose. They put us to the first game, Friday night, and then I think before that might have been the Brentford. So I suppose that was a Brentford away one.
Yeah, there's always that Friday night game that a lot of teams have to.
For me, I'll be paying close attention to the first half a dozen games because I think it's vital if we're going to do something big next season that we get off to a good start. And as we've seen last season, it's fine margins. I mean, look at last season, man. Went down to the wire pretty much. So
who's going to open the Premier League? Who's going to be the team to open the Premier League then the campaign? Like, who's going to be that Friday?
It could be us. By the way, I've seen loads of leaks, right? Let me just say to people, I've seen loads of leaks. I've had about 3 sets of fixture lists, right? And I can tell you, right, because I've seen the fixtures now, right, that some of those leaks are incorrect, right? So some of those that you've got there, I even see some of them in the chat there. They're not right. They're incorrect. You're going to find out exactly what it is come 9 a.m. We're here bright and early for this. Come 9 a.m. Also, for anybody asking about Transfer Daily is going to be coming out today as usual. Just a little bit later, we've decided to go live with the fixture list first. But don't worry, Transfer Daily is going to be out today, and it's very interesting link today. Transfer Daily.
Development,
so,
yeah?
Is it, yeah?
Some breaking news?
Link.
Interesting development. You have to watch Transfer Daily to find out, but interesting development. Let me, got a super chat here from Rizwan. He says it's 3:30 a.m. in Canada right now. Big up yourself, Rizwan, man. Right, and he says he wants Spurs, Man City and Liverpool away early. Let them come to our place later on in the season for once. You're right. We always seem to get Spurs away first, right?
No,
Spurs at home first.
Yeah.
It's always Spurs at home first, and then we got
away.
We got to go away there. We got that tough away trip. I kind of would like to prefer to get them early as well. You know what I mean? Because do you know what? Sometimes, what do you guys think?
How early is early, though?
Well,
early,
before the new year,
when I say early, I just want to play them. I'll rather.
You'd rather play them and then play the reverse fixture.
Yeah, because
the
we've
pressure
always sort of come February, January. We've got last year. Remember, we had to go away to them famously at the end of the season. I think get those big derby games out of the way, man. You know what I mean? Because
to be fair, you're right. Even when we was challenging for top 4, when we was doing that running then,
I'm
it was
sure
right, it was right at the end of the.
I'm sure when I think about even doing AFTV, I'm sure literally every year we've always got Tottenham last. It's always in the new year. Wow. We've got to go away to their ground.
So it's always what you're saying. Tottenham's always the reverse fixture rather than the first.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, because even obviously I've been here for the whole since 2012, but every time I remember, it's always
and I always wonder why is that
towards the end.
Why is that? You know,
they know what they're doing. Do you think, just quickly, being out of the Community Shield benefits or hinders Arsenal going to start the season?
You know what? I'll tell you what I think. Even more than that is that it's how our players are going to be following these international tournaments. Yeah. You've got the Euros going on right now. You can see how intense it is. You can see how the games are coming thick and fast.
Mbappe just broke his nose.
Look at that. You know what I mean? We got players there. You know, some of our main players. I mean, Trossard was playing last night. Yeah. You know what I mean? They lost, but Trossard was playing last night. Saliba played the whole game last night for France.
How do you think he did? Because I see
it's
a few
mixed
people
reviews
today.
online, isn't it? But he played the.
I saw a few people saying that some of them were Arsenal fans as well, saying he was less than impressive.
Yeah, people say on the eye he wasn't, but his stats were really good. But I thought he was good.
I thought he played when they kept a clean sheet. You know what I mean? And I noticed that he was having to play on the sort of left-hand side of the centre-backs, which is something he's not really used to doing, but he did all right.
There's been that discussion of him playing for France. The manager's made a couple of comments.
Yeah, but listen, he's playing for France. We've got, Saka and Rice, of course, playing for England. We're talking about players.
Kiwior for Poland.
Yeah, we're talking about players who are going to go far down in the tournament. Jorginho playing for Italy. These teams are going to go far down in the tournament. Then we've got the Copa America. We've got the two guys with Brazil, Martinelli and Gabriel Magalhaes. What are they going to be all like when they come back? That is the thing that I'm worried about a little bit, because I'm like, there's a lot of players away at tournaments. Yeah. That's another reason why hopefully a kind of fixture list. Maybe...
So the Community Shield not being in it probably has...
Maybe drawing a couple of the bigger teams as well that would have had a lot of players away at tournaments as well might be better for us as well. Because
I do think though, with the Community Shield last year we won it, when we beat City, I did think we got a little lift from it.
I think we did as well. But we didn't have a massive Euro tournament before. So, but I hear what you're saying. I
do think that in an ideal situation that you do want like the pre-season games. And that Community Shield, if we're involved with.
But you're not going to get a proper pre-season this year.
What I was going to say, those kind of things are important leading into a season. Yeah. Those players you spoke about playing for representing their countries, I would imagine they'll be suitably rested
Yeah.
So
By the way, just keep those comments coming in. Let's get the likes up as well on the video. I want to big up Nick. He says it's 12:41 a.m. in Los Angeles right now, right? He says, let's do away with all this Big Six stuff, right? So he says, come on, you Gunners. But yeah, 12:41, so big up to him. And Leighton Gordon says, big up Robbie, watching from Jamaica.
Hey.
Bring Aston Villa first, so Bailey does not score, he says. Turkish is in the building.
Turkish is in the
Big
building.
him up, man. Hey. Now, don't worry, I'll forgive you, man, because
I've been clapped for being late.
I'll forgive you, man, because I know that traffic. I was coming through that, man. It's absolutely
Someone's even
horrendous.
kicked my car.
Someone hit your car?
Yeah, man. Don't even let me get started with this right now. I mean, let's see the fixtures.
Right, we're going to see the fixtures. We're going to
have a rattle Turkish in a few minutes.
We're going to see the fixtures at 9. Big up to Yaka. He's watching from Alberta in Canada, where he says it's 1:43 a.m.
Jeez Louise.
Right, so wow. You know, so
that.
some guys watching from all around the world, plus you guys watching in the UK right now. The fixtures are going to be coming out at 9 o'clock. We were just talking about last year's start, which when we looked at last year's start of the season, it weren't bad.
No.
Turkish.
No.
What do you look for in the fixture list? What would you be happy? What's your scenario, your best case scenario with this fixture list?
Most of the Big Six clubs away from home in the first 19 for me.
Oh, so you'd like to do most of those first?
Yeah, get them out the way away and have mostly home fixtures for the second half against the Big Six side, obviously.
Cities.
So if we can get Anfield, Etihad, White Hart Lane in the first 19 games, I'm happy. It makes it a difficult first 19, but I'm happy.
All right. Even though, when you consider what I was just talking about here before you came in, the fact that you've got all these tournaments on at the moment, right? We've got loads of players away. We've got 11 players in these tournaments, right? A lot of them key players. I'd say all of them key players for their country right now, probably apart from Ramsdale, right? Yeah. So they're all going, and a lot of them that could go far down into the tournament. You know what I mean? The English boys, the Jorginho for Italy. You know what I mean? Saliba, who played last night, he could go for all these guys. The Brazilians at the Copa America. Then the start of the season now, is that going to affect the start? Do you really want all those big boys at the start?
It can happen, you know. You're not wrong. But the way I look at it is, listen, the season starts in August. If we can get a few kind of, you know, wins on paper there in terms of the fixtures. And then going into September, I think we should have shaken off any whatever's left, cobwebs or rust or fitness concerns. I think by September we should be good. So hopefully we start off with a nice game at home. You know, that'd be perfect. A winnable game at home. Yeah. And then I'm just looking to hit up at least 2 of those big away grounds in the first 19. I don't want them immediately, but from September, October onwards.
Yeah. All right. Taran says, big up my brothers. It's only 12:41 a.m. here in Las Vegas. I don't care what our fixture list looks like. We believe, right? And it's time to lift the damn thing. And he's right there. You know what I want to ask? I said this yesterday. Actually, I'm not even going to say. I'm not even going to tell you what I think. Do you think these fixture lists are fixed? Yeah. They said it's a supercomputer that does it and that. Do you think it's fixed?
Yeah. Maybe I'm being naive, but I'd like to think not.
I think it's
maybe that's me being naive.
Yeah, there's something there, 100%.
I think it's fixed.
There's something there.
Tell me
Sorry.
We don't. Tell me. Give me your.
All right. You know why?
Give me your rationale.
You know why I think it's fixed? Why is it not live then?
Yeah, that's my thing.
Why don't they do it live? Why don't they just say, if it's a supercomputer, right? Why don't they just like say, right? You know, like when they do draws for anything. Especially, you know, Sky, they can make a whole program out of that. You know what Sky are like, right?
100%.
Even if it took, because someone was saying to me yesterday, but that would take about 2 hours. I'll say, yeah, Sky, perfect. A 2-hour show
love that.
with loads of guests on, reactions from here.
Transfer deadline day is all the way the whole day, and people love watching.
Why is it not live? And I think some of the fixtures are fixed. I think, listen, they rearrange certain things.
No, but they can rearrange throughout the season anyway.
No, but all right, let's just say, for instance, right, if you put all this stuff into a computer, this is why I think it's fixed. If you all went into a supercomputer, and out of it came, on one weekend, you had Man City versus Man United, Arsenal versus Spurs, I don't know,
Liverpool, Chelsea.
What other local derbies? Villa versus, you know what I mean? You had like a load of local derbies. You had about, say, 7 big games.
But is
all
that
in-
fixed though? That could be just the. I hear what
Yeah,
you're
but
saying.
then it's fixed.
No, but it's slightly different. They might have to rearrange things because of logistics.
They put
So if they
things
put it in the
though.
supercomputer and it threw up a couple of fixes that when they reviewed it, they thought, actually, that's not really workable, then they might have to make
Exactly.
some-
Yeah,
Fixed.
yeah, it's fixed.
So
They,
it's
they
fixed.
can't have like certain London games. They can't have people playing at the same time.
No, but when you say fixed, you're implying
they have
that.
to, they fix it. They don't
They fix it, they juggle it around
Yeah,
so that, especially for TV, like let's just say, for instance, on the first weekend, no big games came out. They'd be like, you telling me that they're not going to say, no,
Rerun.
let's juggle.
Yeah, rerun this.
Yeah, we want to juggle a game because what we
Yeah,
want.
I hear you.
Why is it that every single season you always have a big club probably playing, on, say, a newly promoted team or something like that? You know what I mean? There's always one of them.
I get what you're
They
saying.
can then
It's
put on
not.
a
So what
Friday
you're
night
saying
and
is
all
it's not entirely random.
It's not
No,
random.
no.
You will never
It's
see.
never random.
You'll never see. I don't think I've ever seen it. A low-level club opening the Premier League. Two low-level teams opening the Premier League. A Burnley versus
Don't
Sutton.
talk about Tottenham like that.
Look
Yeah,
at
you
this,
will never see a low-level team.
OG Bank says, definitely fixed. He says, even a supercomputer has an algorithm, and that's true.
Yeah.
And I reckon that there are things put in there to make sure, like that, they want to spread it, innit? I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand
I hear
it.
that, I hear that.
I get it. They want to spread it,
Yeah.
but no one can't tell me that ain't fixed up, man. And by the way, I see a load of people, as I said, in the chat with lots of suggestions of what they think it is. And I can tell you that I've looked at about 3 of them and they're wrong. One of them that I've seen that was right, but they're wrong. But you're going to find out at 9 o'clock exactly what the fixtures are. So when it comes to 9 o'clock, I'm going to be giving you what the fixtures are for Arsenal, right? It's really, really interesting. But some of those are wrong, man. You know what I mean? Listen, I got one sent through to me last night and I was like,
Same.
Hey,
That's what happens,
I
yeah.
don't mind that one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't mind that one, right? You know what I mean?
But it wasn't. But no. But it's still. Yeah. That team was a promoted side that you're talking about, though.
That was actually a promoted side.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say it was Southampton.
Yeah,
Southampton at home, first game.
But that's
won.
I suppose it was
that I
home.
got
Yeah, it was
sent-
home.
sent
It was
through.
home.
Which I would have took. If you get a
Yeah.
newly promoted team at home,
They're
I don't
nice.
mind that.
They're
But
nice.
newly promoted team away.
That's when it can be, yeah. Yeah, we had that with
tricky,
Brentford,
man.
didn't it?
But you know what it is though, we can talk and debate all of these games, but at the end of the day, every team's got to play each other twice, and if we are the team we expect ourselves to be, we shouldn't really be fearing nobody. Right?
Okay. Rizwan here with another super chat. He throws up a very good question for all you guys. He says, we have to consider the new Champions League format. How do you think that will affect the fixture list?
I've got that
Maybe
here.
we need easier games in September up to November.
Yeah, I'm got the full
Nah,
format.
man.
I've got the first match day for the Champions League is between the 17th and 19th of September. So that is something you've got to consider as well. And that run in September, that's when you get your first match day, and then then it goes on to the 1st and 2nd of October. So I don't know about the new format, but I know there's a lot more fixtures obviously, and it's gonna.
Do you think that's fixed? The Champions League, Joe?
I think it's less fixed than this because they actually do seed teams, so they already know they're going to avoid. You know what I mean? They've already done it.
Yeah.
So, IBAX Entertainment says all the way from DC, USA, 3:51 a.m. in the morning, man.
That's
Big
real
up your
commitment
damn
right
self,
there,
man.
man.
That
Imagine-
is commitment.
imagine
That is commitment. And I Got No Respect says Julian runs a supercomputer. That would be terrible if he did. Oh my God. And Abil says it is a fix. Okay, tell me whenever there's a big game in here, England fix, Man United versus Arsenal. In Spain it's the El Clasico. In Italy it's Inter versus Milan. In Germany it's Bayern versus Dortmund. Make it make sense, guys. So I think he's saying that.
What's saying there?
He's saying that it never starts with those games, does it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it starts the big ones.
Yeah, but that's because the start of the league doesn't need a big 6 fixture because it's the start of the league.
Everyone's eyes are on it anyway.
Jacob Smith says the only one that's not fixed is the FA Cup, right? Because it's just a draw out of a hat, isn't it? That is one of the few competitions now. That's true. The FA Cup is one of the few competitions where there's no seeding, there's no nothing. It's just like whoever you get is whoever you get.
Yeah. Do you any of you guys look at like around your birthdays or what games around that time? Because last year
I do.
I always do. Huh?
Usually FA Cup.
Use the FA Cup for you. Yeah, because last year
Yeah,
we went...
my birthday's in September. What did I have last year?
Oh, swear. Oh, yeah, actually, I didn't know. Yeah.
Is it Newcastle?
No, I had Newcastle, November. It was
Yeah, who did I have? I can't
We
remember.
went up to Newcastle.
Have a look.
Went up to we
That
played.
doesn't really bother me because my birthday's in July. So.
So you can have a misery-free birthday, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas for us now,
football debates my week. Yeah, debates
yeah,
my
man.
weekend.
I'm trying to see last season. I'm sure
Dictates, sorry.
wherever it was, we won. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. No, we had Newcastle away.
Was that away? Oh,
and
we
we went
lost
up
that.
there. Did we? Oh, yeah.
We lost that, man. That was a controversial.
Oh yeah, because we had a good weekend. Because we went out of 4 and then we lost. Because that game was a shake though.
All right, my birthday, which is the 10th of September, there wasn't actually a game on there. The 2 games in and around that was just before my birthday, the week before we played the United at home, and that was a great game.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That was a good victory as well.
Is that 3-1?
Yeah.
And then the week after we went away to Everton, but I think it was an international break. Yeah, it was.
Lucky you.
Oh, it
Did you not
feels like
gel?
that again this
Where
year.
were you then? Did you go away? You probably didn't even go away knowing you. Should
No, I
have.
was there, man.
You're a
What
madman.
day's your birthday?
Come on, you're a madman.
What day's your birthday?
November the 1st.
Okay, so check and see if
What
there's
date
a
is
clash
that?
on his 40th birthday.
So
What is actually that? What date is that next year?
Lewis Hill saying that he's sort of people predicting what they think that first game is going to be. Lewis Hill saying that he goes, I think it's going to be Ipswich away on a Friday night. I bet listen, it's going to be interesting as well, and I'll try and see if I can do that once it all comes out, is to have a look at what other teams have got as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, to see, how are...
Oh, we only need to know about Man City, man.
Ooh.
Oh, who cares about Tottenham fixtures, Chelsea?
So you're
Liverpool.
not
I want to know about Liverpool.
Yeah.
So you're
them
thinking
as
it's
well,
just Man City we've got to worry about?
Arnie Slot ain't coming in to do nothing this season.
No, but Anfield. Listen,
Ooh.
whatever it is,
You
Anfield
feel
away.
that, Turkish?
Yeah, I'm not looking at Liverpool. It's Arsenal City.
You should care about City's
Arsenal City,
fixtures.
yeah, man.
You don't think there's no one else?
We've finished above Liverpool twice, and they've had Klopp in the last 2 years. They're going through a big change now. We ain't finishing below
There's always
Liverpool.
a team or two that surprise
So
you.
you just think it's them, you think it's...
All I'm
What
worried about
United,
is
bro?
Man City's
Eric
fixtures.
Ten Hag got the FA
All
Cup.
I'm worried about is Man City's fixtures in comparison to ours anyway.
Yeah.
That's bold.
That would be the obvious
Love that.
thing to say, but there's always a few surprises.
Not in the league, not in the... We was
Villa were a
surprised.
surprise this season.
Not in a title race.
Last season gone anyway.
Not in a title race.
No, but for a while, I remember people were talking him up, saying
People
like,
say a lot though, man.
I hear the intrigue. I hear that's the one you're going to look at. But obviously, we know the Premier League's not that simple. But you want to know. It makes sense going to City over any other club.
Do you not think Man United might improve this season, or Chelsea?
They could improve.
Chelsea
but
would.
they're
Man United would.
too far off
They're
title
improve enough to win it. Though.
Yeah, Man United will improve, but they won't. Yeah, like you said, they won't be up there. I don't think with us. And
Yeah, I mean,
City,
with City and Arsenal are the obvious two standouts, but I would say there's always a couple of surprises, and then there's other mitigating circumstances, injuries and loss of form, and
I wonder if City will get there.
Stuff like that.
Turkish ain't about it, none of that, mate.
No, even this season, I've not once was I looking at a United game or a Tottenham game or a Chelsea, unless it had direct impact to us, which is against City or against Liverpool.
Shaq says Turkish is right.
Couldn't care about that.
I do.
1 second, Josie says Turkish never learns. So naive. Just like how he thought that we would beat Spurs 7-0.
I don't say 7-0, but I want my man to be positive about looking at other people's fixtures. No, I don't get it. People love to moan on the internet, man. Just
Where
shut
I
the hell
would
up,
agree
man.
with you, Turkish, is that
Did you
I
say
don't.
7-0 though, Spurs?
No,
Oh,
I said 5.
That's the only thing that jumped out at me in that whole conversation. I
How's
was like,
someone going to compare a score prediction with me saying all I care about is to look at Man City's fixtures?
Where I would agree with you
People are
is that there's going to be no room for error, no margins for error with the fan base. They're going to demand that we win the titles.
Yeah.
All right, listen, it's 8:59. We're about to tick on to that 9 o'clock when the fixtures, Arsenal's fixtures, are going to be revealed for the 2024-25 season, which we hope will be the season when we bring it home. We've been runners-up over the last 2 years. Can Arsenal get it done this coming season? The fixtures are about to land, and we've got them right here for you here on AFTV. Ready, boys?
yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm
ready.
trying to remember, Turkish. What was the season where you said the first 5 games I want 15, was it 15 points? Or he said 15 or 14 last
Yeah,
night.
that was
Okay, listen, it's 9 o'clock now. It's 9 o'clock, right? So I've got to cut into you guys
There we go.
and give you the fixtures for the 2024-25 season. Arsenal will start the campaign at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. That is the first
Okay.
game. The following game on the 24th of August, that first game is the 17th of August. Following game will be away at Aston Villa. Of course, Aston Villa in the Champions League now. Then we're at home to Brighton. Then we go into September, after I think the international break. Arsenal go away to Spurs. Tottenham Hotspur away. Following week, the 21st of September, we go away to Manchester City. So that's away to Spurs and away to City. You wanted that.
Yeah.
Those games, big games, but
Nice.
back to back.
With a Champions League game in between that. Let me make that clear.
Then the following week after that, the 28th, we're at home against Leicester. On the 5th of October, at home against newly promoted Southampton. The following week, we go away to Bournemouth. Then on the 26th of October, stick a pin in this one, Arsenal at home against Arne Slot's Liverpool. That's a big game. On the 2nd of November, going into November now, we go away to Newcastle. So back-to-back games of Liverpool and Newcastle again. Following week, away at Chelsea. So look at those 3 games there from October there. At home against Liverpool, away at Newcastle, then away at Chelsea. Not easy that. 23rd of November, we then go back home where we take on Nottingham Forest. On the 30th, we're away at West Ham. Then on the 3rd of December, another one of those dates for your diary, the big ones, Arsenal at home against Manchester United. The following week, on the 7th, we're away at Fulham, of course, where we lost last year. Then on the 14th of December, we've got Everton at home. 21st of December, getting into the Christmas period now, so finding out how Christmas is going to work. Away at Crystal Palace, won't be easy. Then on Boxing Day, at home against Ipswich, favourable. 29th of December, we go away to Brentford. And then on the 4th of January, going into 2025 now, we've got Brighton away. Following week on the 14th, 2 weeks after, because obviously FA Cup games will be kicking in then. 14th of January, Tottenham at home. It's a reversal normally, because normally, I was saying about this earlier, we always seem to get Tottenham, at home first. This time it's the other way around. Tottenham away, could that be a good omen? Then on the 25th of January, away at Wolverhampton Wanderers. 1st of February, we are at home against Manchester City. 15th of February, we go away to Leicester, newly promoted, of course. 22nd of February, we've got West Ham at home. 25th, we've got Nottingham Forest away. On the 8th of March, we go away to Manchester United. Then, 15th of March, at home against Chelsea. So again, United and Chelsea back to back. 1st of April, April Fool's Day, hopefully we won't be fools, we are at home against Fulham. Then on the 5th of April, we go away to Everton. 12th of, I think this is the Easter period, by the way. 12th of April, at home against Brentford. So favourable around that time. Then on the 19th of April, we go away to Ipswich. As I said, sometimes playing those newly promoted teams later on is much more favourable. It's worked out for us. 26th of April, we are at home against Crystal Palace. We're starting to get into the running now. So if we're looking at these last 5 games. So this is our running, guys.
Yep.
At home against Crystal Palace. 3rd of May, at home against Bournemouth. 10th of May, away against Liverpool. 18th of May, at home against Newcastle United. And then we finish last game of the season, 25th of May. If we needed to win it, we go away to Southampton. So that's a run-in. That's a run-in of Ipswich Town away, Palace at home, Bournemouth at home, Liverpool away, Newcastle at home, Southampton away, that is a favourable running if it came down to that. Especially when you compare it to last year when we had to go away to Tottenham, away to Man United. We had Villa in that. So that
it's still Liverpool in there, Newcastle as well. If they're still on fire towards the end of the season. That's
but notably,
Southampton away as well. Let's not forget.
What threw out those 5 at home?
Let's get immediate reaction. Let's start off with the start of the season. Let's get your guys' reaction to this. The first 5 games for Arsenal. Wolves at home. That's where we kick off at. Aston Villa away. Won't be easy. We lost there last year. They're playing, they're bringing in players now in the summer. They're in the Champions League. Brighton at home, sorry. Beat them last year, but they've come to our place before and beaten us. Tottenham away, Manchester City away. That's a tough start, guys.
Tough start. Good start, though, man.
Because not only are you playing good teams, but 3 of those tough teams are away from home.
Yeah.
Villa
Tottenham
away, and Man City.
Tottenham away, Man City away. If you're looking at away games, and you're saying, right, what's the tough away days? Those are just 3 of the toughest. We only won at one of those places last year, and that was Tottenham. And even that's a tough place to go to, but we did win there last year. City away, we drew. Villa, we lost. Tough fixture.
September
I like it, though.
Well, they've just focus on this.
That's it. No, that's it.
2 of those games were in September, but those first 5.
Wolves is favourable. Wolves is what we wanted. We want the home game. When I said it earlier, I was like, what team would you want to open? I mean, Wolves is probably the top, I feel. I'm being honest. We always have a good record against them, and we're at home. They're not newly promoted. We always do well against them.
At home, we do, yeah.
Yeah, at home. Well, even away of late against Wolves, but at home definitely. Aston Villa, hey. That early on, and they're going to be up. They're going to be up for it.
And that could possibly be their first home game, so the place will be jumping as well.
Probably will be.
I've got that. Sorry, just while we're here.
That's a tough game. Let's just focus on this first.
Okay.
So that's a tough game.
So there's that, and then Brighton at home. Well, we know, Brighton at home. I think, like you said, recently we've been okay. And then Tottenham away and Man City away with a Champions League game in between.
You said Turkish. You want them early.
Yeah.
Right, we got them early. Right, but back to back. Tottenham away, City away.
I like it. Seriously like it? Yeah, because looking at it now, of course, there's going to be nerves, there's going to be excitement, there's going to be, questions around it. But come 22nd of September, we've played Villa, Tottenham and City away from home. 22nd of September, we've played 3 of the toughest teams away from home. 2 of them we didn't beat away from home last year, and it's not like we dropped a hell of a lot of points last year. So by the 22nd of September, if we can manoeuvre, and this also gives...
Tough start, though.
It is, but it also gives the manager and the players something now to focus on. There ain't no, early, easy start to the season for us. If we can go and get results in these games come end of September, we are in a very, very good position.
Very, very good position. But I also look at it now and I think to myself, and I'm thinking now about transfers, Transfers, any players that Arsenal are thinking about, they've got to get them in early. Because that is a tough start, right? And if you're not on it, there's 3 games within there that you could quite easily lose. Or drop points in draws.
The saving grace there is that, August, we've got Wolves, Villa, Brighton. So if you take them 3 out and then say, all right, then
there's a Villa away.
Yeah, I know.
And we lost there last year.
But we did, but we should have won both games. Yeah. We have to win it.
Have to win it, but it's tough.
Even with no signings, we have to win it. If we go in with the same team against Villa, we have to win that game.
Okay. Going into the other area I want to focus on now is the Christmas period. That's always a period we like to look at and think. The Christmas period, Palace away, not easy. Ipswich at home and Brentford away. That's our Christmas period. That's favourable.
I think it is nice.
Palace away is never easy, and they're playing much better than even when, in previous years. But that's not bad, is it?
Yeah, Palace.
Although last year, we had West Ham and Fulham.
Yeah.
And we messed up with those, but that's favourable.
We'll be all right. And I think Palace, if I'm being honest, if I'm looking, like you mentioned again, transfers, I'm expecting them to lose maybe some of their big players as well. I think Palace, that's favourable in that bit there. Ipswich at home as well, let's not forget. You've got to be confident in that sort of running there. And then Brentford away, do you know what I actually always used to worry about? Only because I'm traumatised from that opening game that season when we played them, in that season when we lost them, I think 2-0. But Recently, we've gone to Brentford and we've dispatched them. I think that I mean, that
Could I just
whereas
draw
we
your
beat them
attention
all
back to
3-1.
November? That's a difficult month for us, you know. You got Newcastle, Chelsea, and West Ham away from home in
That's
1
true.
month.
Very true. That's
In
very
November.
true. Newcastle again in November, the same time, same fixture as last season.
Right,
That's
I think
interesting.
what we're looking at the Easter period now, which I think
April.
Easter this year is going to be around about is the April time, isn't it?
April 20th.
That Easter period, Fulham at home, Everton away, Brentford at home. That's favourable as well for that Easter period. Would you say?
Yeah.
When did you say Easter was?
April 20th.
April.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, was it April the 28th?
20th.
The 20th, yeah. So, and then actually also Ipswich away in that period as well then.
Yeah.
So it's actually,
Nice.
actually then the Easter period would be more Everton away, Brentford at home, Ipswich away.
It looks good.
It does, but yeah.
Then finally, as I
does,
said, the
it
running, guys, the running. If we was as close as last year, this is our running. Last 5 games, right? Palace at home, Bournemouth at home, away at Liverpool, Newcastle at home, and away at Southampton. That's not bad.
That's not bad, man.
As runnings go.
When you couple up the last 2 months now, Rob, those last 9 games, it's only Anfield that should be one that we need to, you know, really focus on. The rest of that running.
I hate
nice.
Southampton away, boys. I'll be
running
honest.
is
Southampton
nice.
away has not been good for us at all.
It's different now, though. They've been relegated and come
I
back up.
know. Like, even when they were bad, they still took points off us.
Yeah, because we was bad.
No, even the season they went. Yeah, no. The season they went down, we didn't beat them away. I don't think. But
There's a bit of a trade-off in so far as the running is far from easy, but you know it's negotiable. But that start, man, seriously, those first 5 games.
With the Champions League game thrown in the middle of that, like you said, and you know we don't know what that Champions League game it could be.
so bro, in between City.
No, sorry, I've gone ahead and looked at Man City's and his interest. The first game of their season.
Chelsea in it.
Chelsea away.
Yeah, they got Chelsea. So actually, let me just show you guys, or let me just talk about some of the fixtures. For other teams. So the first the game that's going to kick off the season, that Friday night kick-off, is Manchester United versus Fulham.
Big club.
Now it's either that Friday night game is it's always Man United, Arsenal, or Liverpool.
Yep.
And there's a reason for that, because those are the 3 biggest clubs
Fixed.
in the country, and it is fixed up. It's always one of them that open it up, you know, because they want that big audience, right? Ipswich kick off against a newly promoted team,
away as well.
pumped up.
That's a killer.
You're the big scout for them. That's not a good
Straight in.
fixture for
No.
Liverpool, but that's their first one.
So
yeah, and like you said, yeah, Manchester City, they're going to be playing Chelsea on the Sunday. Our game, by the way, is just a 3:00 kickoff. So if you're in the UK, it's not even televised. Anybody else around the world, you'll be able to watch that live. But Chelsea, Man City, that's the Sunday game. It's away for not an easy starting game for City to go away to Chelsea. Obviously not easy for Chelsea. Then on the Monday night, Leicester are going to be playing Spurs.
So, yeah, wait.
And Spurs have got to go away to Leicester, and that's not an easy, again, newly promoted team.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but Man United kick off the Premier League
Yeah.
with the Fulham game.
That's what I just said.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah. So you know, I mean, that's interesting. That's an interesting start, isn't it?
So no, we got nice. We got the good draw. We got the right draw for that. I think. Yeah, 3:00 kickoff at home against Wolves when everyone United. I suppose United at home, but against the first game. But so that's all eyes on it. Spurs away to Leicester.
Yeah, but City got Chelsea,
And City.
West Ham, and Newcastle away in their first 6.
Yeah, but the opening one, I think we have probably the most favourable, if I'm honest. Yeah, the opening games.
Yeah. Saturday the
Got the runs,
31st
opening
of August, Man United versus Liverpool is an interesting one. That's the same week when we played
31st.
Brighton.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's looking at the fixture list. What's your general?
I'm
feeling?
happy, man. I can't lie to you. I'm happy with the start. I'm happy with the Christmas period. I'm happy with the end. There ain't one bit of that season I'm looking at and saying.
Brother,
September is why is everyone so relaxed?
That September is tough.
It's
that
Tottenham away,
back-to-back
and a
City Champions League game.
Yeah, it's
Just
tough.
suppose we're in a group and say a Real Madrid or something like that, and then you then got to go
He would love
again
that.
after that.
We're not in. We're not
I
in
mean,
groups
it's a
no
massive
more.
games.
We're not in groups no more.
Oh yeah, it's in the
eight
Yeah, so
yeah.
your first game
You
could
could
be
be
yeah,
something
yeah.
big
mad,
dog.
and it probably will be knowing them because they'll want to
But
fix
the saving grace of it
game.
all is, it's the start of the season. So if you're to drop points or find your feet, you do that at the start of the season.
But wouldn't you want more favourable fixtures because you want to build momentum, so you want to get off to that good start?
No, because
to
then
lead
you might hit a roadblock with all the tough ones coming.
Let me get into some of the super chats here. Thank you very much for sending all of your super chats in. Keep them coming. Jay Federer J says, I'm very happy to play Villa, Tottenham and Man City away early. Also very happy with the last 2 months as a potential run-in. I'm sad that we're not home on the final day. That's true. Not home on the final day.
Yeah, that's
Got
different.
to go
Yeah.
away to Southampton. Damar Clark says, Robbie, last season we lost the title because of the Fulham loss, the Villa loss twice, West Ham and robbed at Newcastle. If we can score 2 to 4 goals against the lesser teams, the league is ours. It's only it was that easy. I love this one. I mean, this one is really. Can't see the name of the person. But check this out. He says, real potential to lift the Premier League at Anfield.
Yeah, I was just.
Come on, you guys.
I was just looking at that. I was as soon as.
Oh man, that's it. You're really jumping ahead.
But I hear it. I hear it. But yeah, no, that could be.
I think you're jumping way ahead there.
Oh, well.
Lucky says, guys, don't forget the cup competitions will ruin our good fixtures with good teams away and home. That's true. You've got to throw that factor in as well. Can, you can have it because it's a few times, when you're looking at fixture list, right, when we go back to back against big teams. There's a cup game thrown in the middle of that and you get like a Man United or something like that. That again makes it even more difficult.
Have we got a back-to-back in there, Rob? That, apart from obviously, I know the City and Spurs away, but is there any other?
In November, right? 2nd November, 9th of November, back-to-back, Newcastle away, Chelsea at home.
Fair.
No, listen to, all right, check this out.
Go on.
26th of October, Liverpool at home. Next week we go away to Newcastle, 2nd of November, followed by Chelsea at home.
So that's
free.
That's
tough.
free. That's not even bad. Yes, that's a. Just
Do you prefer it that way?
just
a more back-to-back, just get them in, or do you?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm looking at Man City's again just to kind of compare a little. And their February, they start off with Arsenal away, then they've got Newcastle at home, Liverpool at home and Tottenham away. So that February is a mad one.
What's their running? City, I haven't seen their running yet.
They're running, so May 4 fixtures, Wolves at home, Southampton away. Who's this? What badge is this?
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, yeah? Bournemouth at home and Fulham away.
That's an easy running, man.
Yeah, Wolves, Southampton.
Even the April is quite nice as well. It's only Man United away.
Yeah, they got that. Their running is
That's
smooth.
Easy running, man.
Smooth.
Which means that their start must be quite difficult.
Yeah, they've got a difficult start as well.
Yeah.
Their February is the one really. Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Tottenham.
So we got after that November, in that November run between Newcastle and Chelsea, we have a Champions League game as well. That is gonna.
So those things can be a factor.
Yeah,
those things can be a factor. How many points do you think we'll end up with?
After what, the first 5? Or the whole season? We should do the first 5.
Actually, no. How many points up? I'm trader IQ. I'm trying to
We should
make out what your super chat is. How many points up to end a game versus City? I'm a bit confused by that.
So how many points in the first 4 leading up to the?
Leading up to the game
Must
against
be,
City.
yeah.
Boy, listen, we be looking at it as.
Yeah. Wait. What do you?
all right. Let's run it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's run it through with the guys, right? I want your honest opinions now, right? Wolves at home.
3 points.
Yeah.
Villa away.
3 points.
This is gonna get clipped.
Are you just saying 3 points like that, or are you just thinking? Is it as easy as just that 3 points?
It's not easy, but I'm sorry, we should have won both games last season and they got the better of us. It cost us. what other reason do we need then to go in start of the season, go put them to the
Could
sword?
drop
Could be a
points
draw.
though,
Could be a draw.
We could, but that would be unacceptable, man. I'm sorry, like don't be dropping.
Unacceptable a draw. Villa's second game of the season.
Away. Their first
Champions League team now.
Is it their first home game?
Finished fourth. Beat City there last year. Beat us there last year. Tough place to go to.
It's their first home game as well.
First home game of the season for them.
We unravelled. Look at the end of the season for Villa, and then how he ended it with our season, then took it into next season. If he takes that into next season,
this is the start of the season. As Cecil said, it's their first home game.
Yeah, but the start of our season with Emery when he got sacked was off the back of a poor end to the season before. It was different, but the end to the season that Emery had.
What I would say is if we go to Villa
draw, man,
and beat them, that is a great result.
Yeah,
you're going draw?
Yeah,
I'm going draw.
Win that.
I'll take a draw.
No, win that.
Unacceptable for Turkish. Brighton at home.
Yeah.
Tottenham away.
Win now.
Win that
Yeah,
as well.
win.
That as well.
I can't believe I'm saying that comfortably, but
Quite easy to be a draw in that as well.
I get that. I get that. I mean, we've won 2 and
Tough
2 now.
place to go to. I know we have beaten them 2 years in a row. That's true.
I think Villa's just as tough, if tougher.
City away.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, well, he
that's
said
the points.
until
That's
we
the
get.
points. Yeah. So,
So
by that point though, we want.
So according to with you
6,
think we'd have
7.
about 10.
10.
Yeah, I'll go with 10.
Turkish is going 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 12.
I think 10.
But would you take? You're saying
10. You'll take 10.
Yeah, you'll take.
Yeah, that's
take
what I'm
10.
saying.
Take 10.
Yeah,
It's still unbeaten.
Yeah, I'll take 10.
Still unbeaten.
But you're saying you wouldn't take 10.
No, you'll take 10, but
You
go
would
to,
take 10, right.
But it would be drop points. It wouldn't be.
Of course.
It wouldn't be a good draw away.
Would
from
you
home.
take this? Would you take?
I know what you're gonna say.
Would you take 11 after those 5 games?
After
So that's
the
a
5?
draw at City as well. So draw at Tottenham, draw at City, draw at Villa, and you win. Hold on, wait a minute. No, that's 9, isn't it?
No, you're right. You're right. It's 11. If you draw a
3
City,
wins,
it's
9
11.
points.
3
11.
yeah.
Yeah.
Would I take 11? Yeah.
Is that enough? Though?
That would still be a good start, though, wouldn't it?
It'd be a good start, but is it? It's so annoying because
It's so tight, but I
Yeah.
think, I think also we've got to be real at the start of the season. I think that'd be a good start.
it would.
Because you would have negotiated some very difficult games.
Still unbeaten in that first.
Because even going away to Tottenham, right? I know. Listen, we're all immediately going to say must win. We've won there the last 2 years, but a draw at Spurs not terrible.
Yeah. You take 11 all day. 11 out
A
of
draw
15.
at Villa is not terrible, and a draw at City is not terrible because early in the season. Then after that now, I've got a run of games of Leicester at home, Southampton at home, Bournemouth away, in which you can then start racking
Picking
up
up.
points and getting yourself. So wouldn't it be the worst start? I think, you know what, interestingly, what you said earlier, Turkish, if Arsenal were to get off to a start where, like, they got a couple of wins over them big boys, and
Yeah.
that, even at that stage in the season, you're right in the driving seat, ain't you? Because you've removed some very tough away games. You've got those tough away games out of the way, and you're right up there. You're in a great position.
I was just thinking, do you think City's cases will be resolved by then?
November is the case, isn't it?
Yeah, but they could push it. They could appeal it and push it further down the line. But
No, they
November's,
can't.
Can they not?
That's it now.
But that's not going to affect. Is that going to
don't feel
affect
that
this? Because
anymore.
any sack. Oh, listen, it might be a thing that hangs over them. But you know what? You know what Pep's like. He used that to go and
Motivation.
get a rallying call to go win the league.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if they're not going to probably get rid of
Demar says, Robbie, we are weak on the left back position. If we fix that, the teams will not want to deal with us. Of course, Jurien Timber's going to be
Returning.
fully fit
Yeah.
come the start of the new season. He hasn't gone away with the Netherlands.
No.
So we could have a fully fit Jurien Timber. By the way, I want you to get the likes up in the video. We've only got 566 likes, over 4,000 of you watching. Please get those likes up. We're doing a poll as well. Are you happy with the games, with the fixture list? Are you happy with the fixture list? At the moment, 76% of you say you're happy. Despite the difficult start, you're happy.
I think we do need to consider what you mentioned before, though. Like Liverpool will be going for a rebuild as well. I know we look at Liverpool as tough, but they will be tough, of course. But they are going for a rebuild, a new manager as well. I think the teams you are definitely looking at City mainly, but also I do have a bit of a worry about Man United for some reason. That's probably because it's the size of the club and whatnot. But yeah, Liverpool will be going for a rebuild, so it's not as we say Liverpool.
Hold on, man. Where the hell did this worry about Man United? Now, tell me. No. Explain to me what makes you worry about Man United. Explain how, apart from a random nightmare you've had, tell me what makes you worry.
No, I think, listen, their FA Cup one, they beat some big teams in that.
8th.
Yeah, I know, Turkish, but they
worst
still
season.
but they still beat big clubs to get that FA Cup. They're still going to cause, I still think they'll cause a threat
To
to
us.
many teams. But it's potentially.
I would say this, right?
Away
I
at
don't
Old
expect
Trafford.
them to be anywhere near as bad as
Don't
they was
expect them to
last
be
season.
anywhere near us. I don't care if they're 10 times better than they was
No,
last
I
season. They're
worry.
not going to touch us.
I don't.
United are not on our radar.
United's not the team I'm looking at and thinking. It is.
they'll be right
I think what Turkey said right at the start is pretty fair, right? City. I think that our rivals is going to be the two going at it again. I think
yeah.
Arsenal and Man City at the moment are clear. If you look at the last 2 seasons, those 2 teams have been clear of everybody else. Maybe people chatting about bottle it and this and that. Arsenal and City have been clear of everybody. It's been them 2 battling out of it. Liverpool was involved in the title race last year and then they fell off badly. And like you said, with a new manager coming in now, Arne Slot, you don't know what, I mean, Klopp was in charge for 9 years. The whole dynamic's going to change. He did very well over in Feyenoord. He won the title there. He's got a good pedigree, but he's still coming to Liverpool. It's still a big change. I heard Alex AGT the other day saying that they haven't even seen him yet.
Yeah, he's been
He hasn't come through the doors, said nothing yet. Even that, little rumblings.
It's a bit mad.
I mean, it's going to be.
I think United
It's not
will
going
be
to be
tougher
easy
than-
for him.
I think United will finish higher than Liverpool next season.
You know what I think?
I don't. I'm not.
Could I just say, I
I think they
think
will.
Arsenal, City, Arsenal, they're the 2 standout teams. But what I see is beneath that, there's going to be a lot of competitive teams. The likes of Villa, Man United, Chelsea. I think Chelsea will be better than they were last season. I think Man United will be better than they were last season. So it could be a case of where Arsenal and City will have to be very wary of dropping points against a team.
But you say that, you say that, but I'm looking at it and I'm a bit like Turkish where I'm looking at it and saying, these teams are in some serious transition. Chelsea, new manager again.
Yeah,
Let's not remember that, forget that. A new manager who's coming in from Leicester.
Yeah, I haven't
Never managed in the Premier League before. It's a similar with when Arteta took over, I know, because he's come similar route where he was Pep's, number 2. He did bring Leicester up, but it's new. I mean, the Chelsea players are going to have to get used to him. Chelsea always got about 1 billion players for him to look after. It's just going to be tough for Chelsea. Liverpool, that's going to be a bit of a transitional time.
Yeah, definitely.
What do they do with their, even with their striker situation with Darwin Núñez and things like that. So, a little bit of transition for them. United, Ten Hag, is he really going to be so much better than last year? You know what I mean? Who are they going to buy? Dependent on that. But Ten Hag, he won the FA Cup. That papering over the cracks of a truly awful United last year, right? Spurs, all right, another season on for them.
Yeah.
But they finished the season badly, didn't they? Horrible at the end of the season. So
But could I just say that?
the team there, like you said, Villa, was sort of, and even their finish wasn't as, although I guess you can say they got into the Champions League, they'll be a threat. They're looking to strengthen.
Newcastle finished bad as well their season.
Newcastle finished badly.
Yeah, they beat us last season,
they got no Champions League football, so will that help them?
Is it me, but I think Arsenal and Arteta are under the most pressure next season to deliver. I really do. I think the 2 runners-up that we got, the way things are falling into place now, it's almost like people will be expecting us to win the title next season. That comes with a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we can't do it, but every game is a high-pressure situation next season.
Abdullah with a super chat, he says, I think if we avoid tweaking things around like the start of the season, we would be happy. Pre-season is key. Best run-in for a long time. Pre-season is key, but we're going to have a lot of tired players coming back from these competitions. That start of the season may fall down to a lot of the guys that have been left behind, like your Gabriel Jesus, Timbers, Ben White, because... Listen, we pray no injuries at these tournaments as well, man.
But I think it's also time now that the players we have to you see Arsenal. Yeah, I used to watch us rest players at the start of the season whilst Pep and Man City start the same players that played in the same tournament. We just used to have this thing of let's give them the extra mile. Let's give them, I think
Saka got that extra week off.
But I think Saka is the type of player now that says, I want to start the season. I think Saliba's the type to say, I don't care if I played 3 weeks, I want to. And this is what we need to make sure happens. I don't want to be seeing us rest players Man City go fully fit when we've both had the same predicament to work with in the summer. This should be our season. The players need to know it, and to start the season well is important, because Man City, historically under Pep, they tend to do a lot better in the second half of the season. So if we can, get a few yards ahead of them in the first half of the season, then we win it, in my opinion.
Okay. Listen, guys, we're coming towards the end of the show. Let me run through the fixtures again actually, I'm just going to give you the key fixtures, because you can see them up on the screen there, what they are, but the key moments of the season, which we are looking at the moment. The start of the season. Arsenal start the season on the 17th of August against Wolverhampton Wanderers at home. The following week, they go away to Aston Villa, then followed by Brighton at home, and then 2 games in September after the international break, straight after the international break, Tottenham away. Sandwich in between that will be a Champions League game. Then they go away to Manchester City. That's a difficult start, those first 5 games. The Christmas period takes in Palace at home, Ipswich at home. Sorry, Palace away, Ipswich at home, Brentford at home. That's the Christmas period.
No, Brentford is away.
Brentford away. Beg your pardon. The run-in. Let's take a look at that. 19th of April, away at Ipswich. Then Palace at home, Bournemouth at home, away at Anfield on the 10th of May. Then 18th of May, Newcastle at home, and Arsenal finish the season away at Southampton. Could we be lifting a title after that game? That's what we all want to see.
I do think you're overlooking November, man. Seriously, I'm looking at that. There's 4 fixtures in November. Newcastle away, lost there last season. Chelsea away, drew there last season. Nottingham Forest at home, should be a given. But then you got West Ham. We lost there last season. So
You're right.
Lost where last
You're right.
season?
Yeah. Not West Ham, no. West Ham lost at Emirates.
Oh, sorry, no, in the cup, in the cup. But what I'm saying is that November, those 4 games in November are quite
No, because you are right.
challenging.
You are right. Let me just quickly see something, yeah? Because you are right with November. I just want to see, from January, yeah, our away games are Brighton, Wolves, Leicester, Forest, United, Everton, Ipswich, Liverpool and Southampton.
Oh.
Our away games, oh my God, please.
You get on a good run there, innit?
This has to be our league. It has to be.
Final super chats. White Yardy says, big up White Yardy says, playing City away early is not a bad thing. Abdullah says, I think we need to avoid tweaking things around like the start of last season. We should be happy. Pre-season is key. I think I just did that one, didn't I? Off Meter Professor says, worst case, the season's over in the first 5 games. Best case, you are at home when City win the title on the last day again. He's obviously a City fan. Worry about your own running. Zombie Fantastic says, can we still be named the Invincibles if we went unbeaten?
Yeah.
Double Invincibles, isn't it?
Yeah. Make sure they trademark.
Mayank says, after watching both Arsenal and Man City's fixtures, I can say this, Man City again got the perfect run-in. This supercomputer must be hacked by Man City. They do have an easy run-in. But ours isn't too bad this year. It's not as bad as it was last year. So, listen, it's about getting the job done. Hopefully we can do it this year. I want to thank everybody who's watched us for this live stream. Don't forget, coming up very soon, we've got Transfer Daily coming as well. And even more importance now starts to go on transfers when you look at the start of that season. Let's get those players in early. But I want to thank you, Cecil. Thank you very much for coming on. Laurie, and also to Turkish as well. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV. And don't forget to subscribe to Playback, right? Remember, I did a Transfer Daily Extra on Playback on Sunday. We've got another one coming up as well. If you want to get notifications of when that is and some of the other content we're going to be doing that, sign up to Playback. It's absolutely free. The link is in the description. So sign up to Playback on AFTV. You're going to be doing some big debates on there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.